Thank you very much. Thank you for having me here today. And let me start discussing a bit about how the gas industry in Greece, and when I talk about the gas industry, of course, it's not only DESFA, which is the transmission system operator, but the producers that are developing gas-fired generation, the distribution company, the commercial companies have really made a significant transformation over the last few years. Just to give a few numbers, in 2022, when the gas crisis started, the country was able to re-export only approximately 2 billion cubic meters per year. And through the connection with the TAP, the expansion of Revitusa, the Alexandroupolis terminal, the connection with ICGB, and the huge investment that have been done in the domestic infrastructures, now with the end of this year, we will be able to export up to 8 billion cubic meters. So this means multiplying by 4 the transit capacity of the system. And so, with respect to the security of supply, the role of the gas industry has proven extremely concrete and significant. There is an element of innovation, as the minister mentioned, also with respect to these new commercial cooperation schemes that have been developed in the framework of the vertical corridor. The vertical corridor has just started delivering. There is a long way to go. But for the first time this summer, it has been possible for consumers, for traders in Ukraine to buy gas directly at the trading hub of Greece. And this is the only case in Europe where the Ukrainians can buy directly at a trading hub of a European Union country. Let me look at another dimension of innovation of the gas industry, or transformation, is the role that gas infrastructure production and transportation is playing in ensuring the resilience of the gas system. The minister mentioned that we have days with approximately 50% of production coming from renewable, and this is made possible by the fact that we have a system of pipeline, LNG import terminals, and gas-fired generation that can kick in when the sun goes down and the wind stops blowing, and because we have days in which the swift between renewables and gas is more than 40% of the daily gas demand. And this is made possible by many investments that are being done in new, very modern and efficient and sustainable gas-fired generation in the country, as well, of course, in the pipelines, like the West Macedonia pipeline, and the duplication that we are going to do in the north for the gas grid that support the availability of gas for this gas-fired generation. And de facto, this is demonstrated in the numbers. We had in 24 an increase of more 20% of gas demand for power generation, and already in the first 7 months of this year, we have more than 17% increase in demand for gas-fired generation, which is electricity which is even being exported in countries where this transformation has been lagging behind. So, of course, there is a clear example of how the building block of electrification with the renewable and gas is being deployed successfully. But I would like to drive the attention to other dimensions in which gas industry can contribute to this transformation, and is very relevant for a maritime country like Greece. The first one is the use of LNG for transportation sector, both for maritime and for the heavy-duty sector, where, with our investment in the Revitusa terminal truck loading facility and a future jetty for a small-scale LNG, we will habilitate the use of LNG also as a maritime fuel, so in a strong cooperation also with the port industry in the country. But I think it's also important to look at how gas technologies will contribute to the decarbonization of the sectors which cannot be electrified. Southeast Europe is the home of the vast majority of very big industry with, which are very hard to abate emission, cement, refineries. And for this industry, the solution will not be to replace, and in some cases emission come from the process, not even from the fuel. And that's why there is a big effort that is being done in Greece, let's say, by the industry, by the ministry, and by the industrial players together to develop an integrated value chain for carbon capture and sequestration, where again, as a country, we can be among the pioneers of this transformation with the Prinos storage terminal, with, let's say, the project that we are developing of a liquefaction facility for creating a hub through which the captured CO2 can be liquefied and loaded on ships and transported to the storage facilities in Greece, in Prinos, in Italy, in Ravenna, in the future in Egypt, with which we have already signed both at the government and company level cooperation agreements. So there is another dimension of transformation through gas technologies, which is happening, maturing, for which a lot of money is being given by the European Commission to facilitate this investment, and we can really not be one of the last adopters, but one of the first adopters of these technologies. So I really do think that the gas industry as a whole is substantially contributing to this transformation and to be on, let's say, on the forefront of the technological innovation.